Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to go over with you some of the steps that need to be taken in order to make your MetaQuest a little bit more functional, have a little bit more connectivity, maybe add some storage space, add the option to use your uh, Quest 2 as a display, an actual wired display for phones that support DisplayPort or Android TV boxes or maybe your laptop. This is totally doable using some really simple hardware off the shelf. You can buy it. Um, you're going to need, oops, I do that all the time. You're going to need yourself at least one, if not a couple, of these USB capture cards, USB capture devices. This one claims that it can take a 4K input and it'll output it to 1080p. That sounds about right. That's pretty standard, especially for the price range. And honestly, 1080p looks awesome inside the headsets. So if you can find a better one, then go for it. If you want to shell out the money, you're also going to need at least one of these USB-C hubs. Now these range, of course, between $15 and I don't know, 70 or 80 bucks. You're going to need at least one of those guys. And if you're like me and you really dig having a full Android TV box on your headset, you can pick up one of these from Walmart for $19.88. It's got Chromecast built in and Google Assistant. It works great inside the headset. It's super lightweight, so I mean you can strap it to some part of your headset and you're good to go. Uses very little power. Very little power, 1 amp, I think. So this is all well and good. That's the hardware that you need, the basic hardware if you want a little more functionality. You can plug one of the USB-C hubs right into the Quest, okay? And then if you plug one of these awesome little HDMI capture devices into the hub, boom, you have a video input source directly into your headset. That's video and audio, and both sound amazing. Now, in order to do this, in order to be able to plug in hardware and view these sources, you need a few apps. And that means you've got to do a few things, a few modifications in order to make that possible. The main thing you need to do is make sure that your headset is set to developer mode. There are many tutorials online that explain how to set a Quest headset to developer mode, so I'm not going to show you how, but I will show you in the app itself how to check to see if your device is set to developer mode. And you can do that by just doing what I just did just now. And that switches on developer mode, so we're good to go. Now, once you got your headset set to developer mode, alright, you'll need to plug it into your computer after you do this. Oops, don't do that. Do this. Go on over here to this website, sidequestvr.com. That's where we want to go, sidequestvr.com. Most of you guys who own Quest headset are probably very familiar with it. You'll want to get SideQuest and install it to your headset. If you don't have a computer, there are other options for doing this. I'm not going to go over those today. Once you've got SideQuest installed on your computer, I'm assuming you've got a computer, you're going to want to go over here to the APKPure.com website and download their APKPure application. This is an alternative app store to the Google Play Store. I've never had any issues with it. They have frequent updates. It installs nicely on the Quest headsets. It's really, really wonderful. So we're going to want that app, and then I also like to grab a copy of the Edge browser. Okay, now once we've got those, we need to go on over to, let me just, that's the wrong shortcut keys. Whoops. Need to grab a Windows button here. I'm using TeamViewer on Samsung DeX to access my desktop computer at the moment, one of my desktop computers at the moment. So bear with me, please. Okay, we've got these things installed, and then we need to go to SideQuest, which is not open. But it's right there. Okay, SideQuest. So we want to open SideQuest on our computer. And let's start by going over here to the Running Tasks menu. Okay. Now, what we want to do is go to that little box with the arrow on it right there. It says Install APK file from folder on computer. Yes, that's what we want to do. And then we want to go to the folder where we downloaded the APKPure Store, and double click it and just let it go ahead and install that APK. Takes a minute. Once it's doing that, I'm going to leave that menu up. Alright, the installation was successful. So let's do another one. Go right back up here, click on that little thing, and let's install the Microsoft Edge browser. Now, the reason I like to install the Microsoft Edge browser in addition to the APKPure Store is that the Microsoft Edge browser has a lot of features. It's basically Chrome. If you want it to, it will open up to the last tabs that you had open, which I find extremely handy. You can sync it to your Microsoft account, which is handy. It's maybe not as handy as syncing it to your Google account, but it's pretty close. You can, of course, then log into Google in the browser, and that's handy too. I imagine that Opera and Vivaldi probably work very, very well in VR, though I have not tried them in quite some time. What I like most about the Microsoft Edge browser is that it contains its own installer, so you can download an app from the browser, from within the browser, and then install the app right there in the browser. And that can be quite handy when you can't find an APK that you really want. You can't find it in a store, but you can find it online on some website, right? So now we've got APKPure and Microsoft Edge browser up and running here. We can go ahead and close out our Windows desktop. Bye-bye Windows. Alright. Yep, okay. And we'll close TeamViewer. This is my Samsung DeX desktop here, which I'm streaming wirelessly at the moment. We don't need that at the moment either, though. So let's go ahead and pull that up out of the way. We'll just push that out of the way. Alright, so we've got the APKPure Store and the Edge browser now installed. Okay, so that's cool, right? Alright, so we've got an app store. If you want to be able to view things with a USB-C hub and a capture card on your Quest 2 headset, you're going to need something like the Next Camera app, which is a USB viewer camera app. Okay, for OTG cameras, USB cameras. This one I like a lot because it's very stable. It seems to be lightweight. It's got a lot of features and a friendly user interface. It provides audio output as well as video. It runs very well on the headsets. Very, very well. And there are no advertisements. It's free and there are no advertisements. Lots of options for how the video is going to be displayed, how many frames per second, whether you're going to use MPEG or YUV. You can record or take still shots of what you're watching. I have this one connected. This is the Next Camera app. I know it says APKPure still because I opened it from the app. But if I click this, this is my on TV, my on Android TV inside my headset, right here. Okay, I've just through a capture card. It is directly wired into my headset. I'm actually powering the on device with a short USB cord plugged into another port on the hub itself. I can use an external battery, and boy, does it stay running for hours on an external battery. It's 5 volts, 1 amp, and can push 4K video. That's outstanding in my book. So we've got APKPure Store, and now we can view video and audio from capture cards, right? That's tits, huh? Okay, so now we can not just do the on. I could plug the phone directly in this way and view it from the Next Camera app. I could plug another Android TV box. I can plug my desktop computer in this way and get a direct video feed from my computer if I want. And you can also just install something like the USB Webcam app on your phone. Okay, USB camera here, or IP webcam. And both of these, if you plug a USB-C hub and a capture card into the USB-C hub and then create a loop between the HDMI out and the capture card with a short HDMI cable, your phone will display DeX mode within the USB camera app. All right. Now from here, you can tell. Ooh, it's not letting me do anything here. Did we freeze up? Oh. Okay. From here, if I click the back button one time, you can see that I've set it to run as a server. Sorry, I'm getting a little off base here. I've set up an HTTP server within the IP webcam app, or USB camera app. That's the one we're using now, is the USB camera app. So my DeX desktop now streams across my local network. And I just input the address available, right, into a browser in my headset, and bam, I have full access to my DeX desktop. You can do this with any phone that has DisplayPort too. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to have DeX desktop. It's just going to have DisplayPort. And then I can tell the phone to run the app, USB Camera Pro. I can tell it to run that in the background, and my DeX desktop remains persistent and usable over here, right over here. I can go over to my DeX desktop and, use it. Easy peasy. Open up the Google app. See what's going on the news. Archaeologists made a 14,400-year-old discovery in Jordan that radically rewrites human history. Oh, huh. They found a hole. Okay. Well, so there are lots of other apps you can install from the APKPure Store app. But virtually anything that you can get on the Google Play Store app you can get on APKPure. It also appears that you can now purchase pro versions of apps on the APKPure Store. There's been some more greater legitimacy added to the store, apparently, from what I see. So let's just go through my app catalog real quick. We've got Edge, I've got APKPure, I've got Steam Link, although I haven't tried it. The Remote ADB Shell, which can be handy, it's probably for grown-ups. Settings for Quest 2, again, probably for grown-ups. Pi Launcher, pretty great. Am Player, we'll get into that later. Next Camera, love it. Steam, haven't got into it yet. Let's just go past those. You can install a version of SideQuest directly to your headset. Awesomeness. I've got a file browser installed because I like to be able to use the external storage capabilities. You can use Microsoft Remote Desktop if you don't like TeamViewer. You can also use AnyDesk. VMOS is an Android emulator for Android. Now, this version here is frozen. I've had issues with getting the emulators to run on the latest update. So we'll just skip past that. Let's open up the next camera app. Hey, we've got full-on Android TV again. We've got our phone and we've got our desktop. We've got access to our computers. It's awesome. It's easy. It costs you maybe $50-$60 to do this, guys, and it's well worth it. You know, it makes your whole quest of a complete productivity and entertainment system. You can use it to do things now, and then you can play video games all you want to. Jump up, play some Beat Saber, whatever. You know, get sweaty. Sit back down, watch a movie, cuddle up with your kitties. You can see them. You have no excuse for kicking them anymore, unfortunately. I hope everybody's enjoyed this video. I hope you all have a great day. I'm sorry if I've moved my camera around a lot. I apologize. But I hope this was fun.